plaintiff, Laura Patou, met the defendant when she was stranded on the side of the road, and he was her knight in shining armor. Laura claims she and the defendant were close friends, but she's suing him today for breach of contract. Defendant Melvin Kidd was a crack addict for 20 years, and he went from living in an affluent neighborhood to living in a cardboard box under a bridge. Melvin says he has now been sober for 9 years, and he's currently trying to write a book about his experiences.
Start with you.
Melvin Kidd is a former friend. We used to be close. I ran out of gas one evening. It was getting late, and I was very scared, sitting in the car, and there was lights came up behind me, and it was Melvin. He was my knight in shining armor. Melvin would do anything for anybody. He would give the shirt off his back. I know that's cliche, but he helped me, and he would help anybody else.
Well, today he doesn't have to give his shirt off his back.
Yeah,
He
right.
can just give you $2,996. And he'll be a really nice guy today.
Right.
Go ahead.
But he had helped me, and I ended up, we got close. He has 1,000 friends. He's hilarious. I mean, he makes me laugh, and he's
Did you all date?
Oh, no, sir. No,
Okay.
sir. We're just for friends. Yeah, just for friends. And anyway, after a couple of years, I got a settlement, and I knew a little of his past, and he had a very hard time, very hard life, and he's getting his life together, and very just wonderful. And we were very close, and he needed some money to pay off some fines, and I wanted to help him. Good. And he promised to pay it back.
He has
it. I want that closeness again that we had.
Sir, you want to give me some background?
Yes, sir. Your Honor, for 20 years, I was a crack addict.
Crack addict?
A crack addict for almost 9 years.
How long you been in recovery?
I've been, I'm almost 9 years being clean now.
Good, that's right. She said you have a good heart.
Yes, sir.
And let me just say that I know a lot of folks who have become addicted to drugs, and they have the greatest hearts. They'll do anything for anybody. But then you have the other ones who are just low down and
I didn't
won't
go
do
there.
anything for anybody. But you have some folks who will fall into that life, but they still have a good heart. Were you that type? Sounds like you were.
I was the best one. I was one of the good crackheads.
There you go. There you go. There is such a thing. Yes, sir.
I went from living in a very affluent neighborhood in Mobile, Alabama, to sleeping in a cardboard box on a bridge in New Orleans, Louisiana. In fact, the police in New Orleans called me Mr. Crack. They said when they find me dead, they're going to have me cremated, rocked up, and smoked on a glass because I got to be made out of pure cocaine by now.
He is funny. You're right. He is funny. Now, let me ask you, what type of prosperity did you have in Mobile? You had a career or something that you lost?
I drove truck most of my life.
I
drove truck most of my life.
Okay.
Every city,
Good
every
pay.
state, Canada, and Mexico. I have more than 3 million miles with no accident, pulling chemical tanks. Stuff that'll give your brain, kidney, heart, lung, nerve, and liver damage, but I lost all of that to crack. And, you know, I can't do it again, so I can go ahead and leave that alone. But
You were addicted to crack while you were driving the truck? Okay.
If I
At least you
needed
never worried about falling asleep at the wheel, huh?
Oh, no. You're not going to do that. You're going to be looking for your next hit. You might have dropped it on the floor.
Well, that's the thing you got to worry
it.
about, looking down there for that hit. Go ahead.
In fact, whenever I ran out of crack cocaine, no matter what city I was in this nation, I got out my map and I looked for Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard.
That's terrible.
And without fail, I found crack on his name, and I said, that is just wrong.
That is horrible.
But every city, every state, his name is there, and his name is in the hood, and all you had to do was drive down the street and look at anybody, and they're going to, you got that. So anyway, I ended up being a do-boy for about 6 different drug dealers. I washed the cars, feed the dogs, take their wives to work, pick them up, take the children to school, bring them home, take their mama shopping,
You were
bring
a
them
trusted
home.
crackhead.
Yeah, I had about a $500 a day cash habit. If I'd have sold everything they gave me, I'd have made $500 a day or more, but I was a real blowed out crackhead. I smoked my crack. I don't have time for something. I've been to prison 3 times, 19 months the first time, distribution the second time, and the third time, 14 months the second time, and 3 years the third time. In fact, I just got out 2 weeks ago. But I finally quit. My mother told me.
Let you talk about this before we get to the loan that she's suing you about, because it's a good testimony. You're educating folks.
Oh, I was standing on top of the Sears Tower and tell this story if I can save one person.
That's right.
I'll do it.
More people see you in here than they do on the Sears Tower. So
Okay.
you're good. You keep telling your story in here, you do a little better. Go ahead.
But I'll tell my story to anybody. If I can save one soul, I'm really
How
to
did
tell
you
this story.
overcome it? I think that's what people
I
want
put
to
the
hear.
family first. I got to thinking about it. You know, they're going to see what I'm doing, and if I end up losing any of them, they're going to go the wrong way, and we're going to have to go to the prison and visit them. So I decided, and I told my mother, I said, Mama, I tell you what, here's the deal. When the urge hit me, I would call her up. I said, Mama, I got an urge, come get me. She'd come get me. We go to Walmart. We spend all my money. I'd give her the merchandise and the receipts and tell her to take that with you, so I can't go trade it now.
Good. So you found a way.
The urge is you got to pick your way. You got to figure out a good reason. You got to come up with a good reason to say, because prison ain't going to save you, jail ain't going to save you. You're either going to quit or you're going to die. And I've seen too many people dying doing crack.
And you have to wait until you're ready.
And
Mama can't beg you to.
the preacher can't
police
help you. The teacher can't help you. It ain't what the
Jail is not going to stop you.
ain't nothing gonna stop you. You got to stop
You
you.
say, I'm done.
And it's
then
hard.
you find ways to do it. As
You figure
just
out
did.
little ways to do it, little things, you know. And my favorite slogan is, I can't have that.
Yeah, I know a buddy who was hooked for 19 years. He went to NA. He started out going to 3 meetings a day, 7 days a week.
Wow. See, he was
And
strong.
then it declined as he went, and that's what did it for him. But that was a good little strategy. Yeah, that was a good
Yeah, you
strategy,
gotta
so I'm
come up
glad
with
it
your own
worked for you. Congratulations. Did you go back to work and become productive again?
No.
Obviously, because you got her money. All right, let's hear about this loan he's failed to pay you.
Well, I gave it to him because I'd gotten my settlement, and he needed it, and he promised to pay it back.
Okay.
And he was supposed to be getting his money within about 4 to 6 months. It was going to be, and
What has happened since that time?
well, he's never paid me a dime.
Okay.
And it's just slowly, our relationship has slowly gotten.
And you want to
Grown apart.
reconcile that relationship.
And I've never gotten anything, and I'm a little upset. I'm upset.
But you want to get this money out of the way so that you all can
Well,
reconcile.
yeah, I want our friendship to be close again.
Good.
I mean, we have talked from time to time, but it's not like it was. And
Okay. Sir, what about
Laura's
this
a
money?
good person, and I'm wrong for what I did.
Okay.
But it might have been some of my little crack stuff kicked in and didn't make me do what I was supposed to do. So I wrote a drug abuse book. The name of the book is Things People Do for Crack, based on true stories. It ain't that sugar-coated stuff you see on Oprah Winfrey or Dr. Phil. It's the real deal of what's going to happen to you if you start messing with that crack cocaine.
Good.
And I told her that I would pay her back when I sold the book. She said, well, I can type about 104 words a minute. Let me know when you're ready to type, when you finish writing it, and I'll type it for you. So I texted her and told her that I was finished writing the book. I'm ready for you to start typing. And she texted me back and told me that I'm having too many problems and you need to find somebody else to type your book. And that word need didn't sit right with me. And I texted her back and told her, and you need to sue me to get your money. And that's how we ended up here.
And do you think you are in the right by saying that?
Yes, I am.
How
because
so?
she didn't type my book.
Was that
She said she
part of
ain't
the
gonna type it.
agreement? When she loaned you the money, was that part of the agreement?
No.
That she would type your book?
It was when I got my
Because
other
that
money.
doesn't even make sense. I'll loan you some money if I can type your book.
Your Honor,
That's not rational, sir. That's not rational thinking. What is it you wanted to show me, ma'am?
I have receipts where he paid his fines and where he wrote that he was going to
Well, he
pay me
agrees
back
that he owes
originally.
you. He's just some backwards logic
at the time,
that you must loan him money and type for him in order to get your money back. Have a good day. Judgment for the plaintiff.
It's back on track as far as I'm concerned. And if you want to be back on track, you know my whole family respects you.
I know. I love you.
Okay, then here we are back.
I love you.